Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So when you come to Australia, the first thing that most students do is do a short course in order to ensure that they are able to find a job with ease. And the most common jobs include working in the hospitality. With this one, you require a responsible of service of alcohol certificate in order to be able to serve alcohol in bars or even in hotels. The other common job is working as a barista in a cafe whereby you make coffee, and this of course also requires you a certificate, and this will cost about $100 to $200. The other common job, the third most common job, is also working in the construction site. You require a white or green card depending on the state, and this goes for about $100 to $150. It also only takes you a day to do this course and ensures that you're able to stay safe on the construction sites. The other common job is working in the aged care facilities as an assistant nurse or a disability worker. You need a certificate 3 in disability or in aged care in order to be able to work in hospitals or in the different facilities. The other job that students work as is working as a warehouse worker. This one does not require any sort of certificate, but sometimes your employer might ask you to get a certificate in operating a forklift. So you might have to learn how to use a forklift. And also there are jobs that may not necessarily require you to study, such as working as a sales representative. If you have overseas experience, that can go a long way to help you in that. Also, you can work as a kitchen hand, whereby you help in the restaurants or different facilities. You help the chef cleaning up the utensils, also in preparation. Also, students work as cleaners. So if you're working as a cleaner, also you do not require any form of certificate. So then how much, other most common question is how much do students earn doing these kind of jobs? So the pay rate goes for about $20 to $25 per hour. So again, as I said, you're only allowed to work 40 hours a fortnight. So if you're working 40 hours a fortnight, that means in a month a student is able to make $1,600 per month. Yeah, so let's assume your living expenses will round up to about $800. So that means a student is able to save at least $800 every single month during the school session. So remember, as I said before, is that when the school is not in session during the holidays, you have unlimited working rights. You can work as much as you want. So most students really take good advantage of this period. So if you are saving $800 during the school session, a semester will go for about 4 months. In a year, you have 2 semesters, which is equals to 8 months. So 800 times 8, that is 6,400. So students will be able to save easily, if you really work hard, about 6,400 every semester. I mean, during the semester period, which is the 8 months. So that means leaves us with about 3 to 4 months of holiday. And during the holiday, a lot of students will work about 40 hours a week, which is about a lot of time, and hence you're able to earn at least maybe 3,200. Yeah, so assuming that you're working for 40 hours a week, in the 40 hours, 40 times 4, that is 160 hours in a month. If you paid $20, 160 times 20, that is 3,200. So if you earn $3,200 when the school, during the holidays, during summer holidays, during the in-between holidays, the Easter holidays, all that, then you're able to, maybe your living expenditures will, of course, since you're earning more, your living expenses might increase a bit because of the transport and every other thing that you have to do as you go to work, your lunch and everything. That will bring your savings to, let's assume you earn $3,200 a month, then of course you spend $1,000. That will bring your savings to $2,200. So if you're able to save $2,200 for the 3 months that the school is in session, that means you'll be able to save a good $6,600. So during the holidays, you've saved $6,600, and during the school session, you've saved a good $6,400. So if you add $6,600 plus $6,500, that will be $13,000. So during the year, you're able to save, most students will be able to comfortably save $13,000. So if you've not watched my video on the cost of studying in Australia, then please do, because we've seen studying in Australia, if you're studying an undergraduate or a master's degree, will cost you about $15,000 per semester. Again, a year has 2 semesters, hence you have to pay $30,000 for 1 year of studying. So when we did the math, we saw we were only able to save $13,000 during the year. So let's assume you even work more than 40 hours. So the max you probably can save is about $15,000, which will only cater for 1 semester. So the answer to the question whether students can pay their school fees, yes, they can pay school fees for at least 1 semester. But the second semester, students will require help from overseas, maybe from their parents. Some students take a bank loan from their country, but it's almost impossible to pay your school fees just working within the 20 hours. But that said, I must admit there are students who still are able to pull through and pay the $30,000. And mostly what they do is that they work illegally. They work for more than 20 hours. So what happens is that how they go about it is that they get 2 jobs with 2 different employees. So one job is gonna give them 20 hours and another job is gonna give them 20 hours, thinking, well, they're students, so they only get 20 hours from that employer. So 20 plus 20 will be 40 hours in a week. But I do not recommend this because, again, a lot of students get caught by the migration department. Unfortunately, if you get caught working more than 20 hours a week, most of the time your student visa will be cancelled and it could lead to deportation. Can you imagine, after all that investment, you know, of coming to Australia, you know, all the other requirements that you require to be in this country, and then having your visa cancelled? Something I would not wish even on my worst enemy. The other constraint about working for more than 20 hours a week is that it's so hard to balance your studies. So what happens is a lot of students fail their units. If you fail your unit, then you have to retake the unit. The cost of a unit is about $4,000. So let's assume we fail 2 units in a semester. 4,000 times 2 is going to be $8,000. So I sort of feel like it's sort of a cat and mouse game. You don't really win by working for more than 20 hours a week. So you end up also missing in a lot of activities in school, the different networking activities which can help you in getting a job in the future. You're going to miss out a whole bit experiencing the culture, because it's so stressful, you know, working for so long and still being a full-time student. But that said, people still do it. So the choice is up to you, whatever you want to do. But I always say, of course, this is just an ideal scenario whereby you come to Australia, get a job, and you're able to get 20 hours. Sometimes it might take you longer than expected to find a job. Okay, so some students have to wait for about 3 to even 6 months without getting a job. That means they have to get assistance from overseas with their living expenses and all that. So my advice to you is that please be prepared for the worst. If it doesn't happen, if you're not able to work, please have a backup source of fund whereby you can still pay them. And remember, as a student, the good news is that once you finish your studies and you graduate, then of course you're eligible to get a 2 hours full working visa. And that way, even if you secured a loan, you're able to pay slowly the amount that you used during your school, and you're able to also attain good work experience by getting a professional job. But there are other ways, of course, to also earn money that are legal. So if you're a student, make sure to check out my previous video on 10 side hustles that you can do in Australia, which are noble things to do. That way you're not working more than 20 hours and you're still earning money to pay your school fees. So I hope this particular video answered your questions, and if you still have any questions, please write me a comment. And if you feeling this vibe, please subscribe, like, share, comment, and I'd love to hear from you. How many of you are planning to come to Australia? I've had really good comments from you guys. It's just so encouraging. I really appreciate it. So thank you. Let me know what you'd like to learn about, and I'd love to hear your questions, and I can create content, you know, answering your questions. Thank you so much for watching again. So bye for now.